Poll started. Wait on moderators. Let me get a poll going. Alright, cool. It works. Waiting on moderators to get in. Need at least one of them in here. Give it a couple more minutes before one of them gets in here. Can I give what? I have no idea what that even says. Camille? Camille? I have no idea what that is. Oh, that is your name. I'm sorry. I didn't recognize that. Sorry. Alright. Got a mod in. So, Camille. Got it. Happy birthday, Demetrius. So, I'm not going to be on long tonight. Just going to jump in. Again, we're reading New King James. We're in Matthew 14. And we're going to go with that. But I'm not going to be on long tonight. I'm not feeling well. So let's get started. At that time, Herod the Tetrarch heard the report about Yeshua and said to his servants, "This is John the Baptist. He is risen from the dead, and therefore these powers are at work in him." For Herod had laid hold of John and bound him and put him in prison for the sake of Herodias. Golly, man, I'm butchering it right now already. His brother Philip's wife, because John had said to him, "It is not lawful for you to have her." And although he wanted to put him to death, he feared the multitude because they counted him as a prophet. But when Herod's birthday was celebrated, the daughter of Herodias danced before them and pleased Herod. Therefore he promised with an oath to give her whatever she might ask. So she, having been prompted by her mother, said, "Give me John the Baptist's head here on a platter." And the king was sorry. Nevertheless, because of the oaths, because of those who sat with him, he commanded it to be given to her. So he sent and had John beheaded in prison. And his head was brought on a platter and given to the girl, and she brought it to her mother. Then his disciples came and took away the body and buried it, and went and told Yeshua. Have a good night, Camille. When Yeshua heard it, he departed from there by boat to a deserted place by himself. But when the multitudes heard it and followed him on foot from the cities, and when Yeshua went out, he saw a great multitude, and he was moved with compassion for them, and healed their sick. When it was evening, his disciples came to him, saying, "This is a deserted place, and an hour is already late. Send the multitudes away, that they may go into the villages and buy themselves food." But Yeshua came to them. They did not need to go away. You give them something to eat. And they said to him, "We have here only 5 loaves and 2 fish." He said, "Bring them here to me." Then he commanded the multitudes to sit down on the grass. And he took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, and looking up to heaven, he blessed and broke and gave the loaves to the disciples. And the disciples gave to the multitudes. So they all ate and were filled. And they took up 12 baskets full of the fragments just that remained. Now those who had eaten were about 5,000 men, besides women and children. But immediately Yeshua spoke to them, saying, "Be of good cheer, it is I, do not be afraid." And Peter answered him and said, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." So he said, "Come." And when Peter had come down out of the boat, he walked on the water to go to Yeshua. But when he saw that the wind was boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, saying, "Lord, save me." And immediately Yeshua stretched out his hand and caught him and said to him, "O you of little faith, why did you doubt?" And when they got into the boat, the wind ceased. Then those who were in the boat came and worshipped him, saying, "Truly you are the Son of God." When they had crossed over, they came to the land of Gennesaret. And when the men of that place recognized him, they sent out into all that surrounding region, brought to him all who were sick, and begged him that they might only touch the hem of his garment. And as many as touched it were made perfectly well. Then the scribes and the Pharisees who were from Jerusalem came to Yeshua, saying, Why do your disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they do not wash their hands when they eat bread. He answered and said to them, Why do you also transgress the commandment of God because of your tradition? For God commanded, saying, Honor your mother and honor your father, and he who curses father or mother, let him be put to death. But you say, whoever says to his father or mother, whatever profit you might have received from me is a gift to God, then he need not honor his father or his mother. Thus you have made the commandment of God of no effect by your tradition. Hypocrites! Well did Isaiah prophesy about you, saying, These people draw near to me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me, and in vain they worship me, teaching as doctrines the commandments of men. When he had called the multitude to himself, he said to them, Hear and understand, not what goes into the mouth defiles a man, but what comes out of the mouth, this defiles a man. Then his disciples came and said to him, Do you know that the Pharisees were offended when they heard this saying? But he answered and said, Every plant which my heavenly Father has not planted will be uprooted. Let them alone. They are blind leaders of the blind, and if the blind leads the blind, both will fall into a ditch. Then Peter answered and said to him, Explain this parable to us. So Yeshua said, Are you also still without understanding? Do you not yet understand that whatever enters the mouth goes into the stomach and is eliminated? But those things which proceed out of the mouth from the heart, they defile a man. For out of the heart proceeds evil things, evil thoughts, murderers, adulterers, fornications, thefts, false witness, blasphemies. These are the things which defile a man, but to eat with unwashed hands does not defile a man. Then Yeshua went out there and departed to the region of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a woman of Canaan came from that region and cried out to him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, son of David. My daughter is severely demon possessed. But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and urged him, saying, Send her away, for she cries of the house of Israel. Excuse me. Man, that was wrong. Hey, Ronnie. Send her away, for she cries out after us. But he answered and said, I was not sent except to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then she came and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, It is not good to take the children's bread and throw it to the little dogs. And she said, Yes, Lord. Yet even the little dogs eat the crumbs which fall from their master's table. Then Yeshua answered and said to her, O woman, great is your faith. Let it be to you as you desire. And her daughter was healed from that very hour. Yeshua departed from there, skirted the Sea of Galilee, and went up the mountain and sat down there. Then great multitudes came to him, having with them the lame, blind, mute, maimed, and many others, and they laid them down at Yeshua's feet, and he healed them. So the multitude marveled when they saw the mute speaking, the maimed made whole, the lame walking, and the blind seeing, and they glorified the God of Israel. Now Yeshua called his disciples to himself and said, I have compassion on the multitude, because they have not continued with me 3 days and have nothing to eat. I do not want to send them away hungry, lest they faint on the way. Then his disciples said to him, Where could we get enough bread in the wilderness to fill such a great multitude? Yeshua said to them, How many loaves do you have? And they said, 7, and a few fish. And he commanded the multitude to sit down on the ground. And he took the 7 loaves and the fish and gave thanks, and broke them and gave them to his disciples. And the disciples gave to the multitude. So they all ate and were filled, and they took up 7 large baskets full of the fragments that were left. Now those who ate were 4,000 men, besides women and children. And he sent away the multitude, got into the boat, and came to the region of Gadala. Alright. I apologize. Again, I am not feeling well. And it is... I feel like it's showing in my reading. So, yeah, that's it. I'm going to stop after these 2 chapters. Just that 14 and 15, and we'll pick up again tomorrow. I'll grab something better. Hopefully I'll feel better tomorrow. But all right, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully you heard something good and profitable. Have a good night, people.